Lanville Studios. Good morning. Welcome to the Beanie Week edition of the program Good Morning Saloon, where they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today now Wednesday, May 6, 2026, and where they bring the program to you this Wednesday morning. My name is Usman Kamara.
And Musa Kamara Naminim. Good morning. Inside the edition of the program Good Morning Saloon, according to the chairman for the National Commission for Privatization, Dr. Prince Adin, the new partnership between Saratel and Africell now one major step for bring back the country's state-owned telecom company. The focal person for disaster na the Freetown City Council, Abbas Kamasi, now because people they throw dirty na streets make flooding can happen anytime within King Kam. And today inside the program, Radio Democracy, we'll talk to the Chairman Presidential Initiative on Climate Change, Renewable Energy and Food Security, Dr. Kande Koleyum Kela. We will talk about the West African Integration and Investment Summit and other things them we don't happen in the energy sector.
Well, this and plenty other stories for inside the program this morning, plus the leader of the opposition in Parliament, Honorable Abdul Kagbodo, asked Parliament for table the agreement for national unity in Parliament and set up one parliamentary committee we will play oversight role on election management body them. Members say the list will live on www.radiodemocracy.sl. Members say the list will live from Radio Partner them. Radio Charlotte 89.5 na Koinaduga and Falaba District. Same also on Radio Maleng 88.5, Radio 1G 101.3 na Pujon District, Radio Kolenta 90.0 na Cambia, Radio Moa 105.5 na Kainla, Vopad Radio na Waterloo, Voice of Sandor Radio 95.7 na Kono District, Voice of Karine na Kamakoyo 98.0, Voice of Masoro Pujon District, Advocacy Radio Potloko District, Radio Katsbami on 106.7 na Tonkolimba, at FM on 95.9 na Moyamba District and Tongo Radio on 107.5. The program na Good Morning Salon where they come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. You can be part of the program by sending in a message now Radio Democracy Facebook page or YouTube page or dropping a message on the number 077 981 981.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue the country from 98.1 FM. Usman, before we start for look at issues, rain don't begin come. And yesterday I go eastern, one lane of the road, the main Bible road block because of dirty. You yourself can drive around and you did around this town. You see people attitude towards doing the acts on the streets. The last time, the Okarama nearly fed this Ilcott Road. After we don't sweep down, he drink water, just Iba. And I say, why Iba? I say, I see the place clean, and make a send in a corner. Would I go take them for you?
Well, now these plenty people, where we ready, we begin like government, Freetown City Council. Now we not government, now we not Freetown City Council. How you go there as mortal man, you take you dirty na you host. At times, like when I will see like this morning, people that you go and put dirty with half bag there. You drink plastic, rubber, you dey inside motorcar, you to wear. Why? When we ready, we begin the
I think say the Freetown City Council for come with new tax for bike riders, poda drivers, and private car owners, and also keke riders for pay special tax where they go use for the clean the city because then people are in the dirty the streets. The passengers in a keke. Passenger then panta bike, passenger then a poda, people in a private motor. If they pay special tax, city council could use that money because I'm not sure say by law go able them. I think now new way now for able all them make them go able account for the actions them. Because if you not ride a possible say okay, where you don't drink, raise awareness, put the plastic now why reach dirty bin, dustbin and they take kaput and
but again,
then just go and send them na
you the individual say safe, just get that conscience they say. I get role and responsibility from not to pass them.
And this same Salomon way if he left this country, no go trade in other country.
But we come other country, we can do the same. Anyways,
the program Good Morning Salon they continue, but my major and very serious concern in the way people they act on the streets and doing the trade dirty. I see Eastern yesterday, traffic long, people in there traffic for the entire day. Are you able to be productive? These are your actions then. The program Good Morning Salon they continue. They start for look at issues. We go say the chairman presidential task force on Hajj Al-Haji Mutada Muhammad Sisi say the reason why they organize orientation for Muslim people we get for go this year Hajj now for manage the challenge them we pilgrimage then don't they get inside the past year them. He talked this inside one ceremony where the Arch Committee all for give sabi to people we get for go Arch, but how then go perform na Mecca. Well, for more on this, we join Alfred Jana.
The Islamic pilgrimage to Mecca, we Muslim them they call Hajj, now one of the mandatory religious duty we Muslim them we financially and physically fit can go perform na Mecca. And the Hajj performance Muslim them they do for ask for forgiveness, spiritual renewal, and closeness to Allah. And Muslim them as alone don't begin the orientation process through the Presidential Hajj Task Force Committee, where in the talk, the chairman for this committee, Al-Haji Mutada Mohammed Sisi, been called on Muslim them when be they part of this orientation for make sure say then only listen to the information where the committee they provide for them.
I just want to mention certain things that we don't gain from experience as we progress. The issue I want to raise first, the information. Not rely on any information at the bush radio. If you get any information where you get out, call we will go give the truth.
Inside in your talk, the lead doctor Aliyu Hafsawuri talk about the medical preparation where them don't put in place in case any of the Muslim people sick where they get for perform the Hajj.
Hajj gets specific time. You don't come on now all the way, you don't like to say the whole perform Hajj. You did it. She go you that admit you. Tell you to go do the Hajj in Arafat. You did our hospital. Inshallah we'll be able to make arrangements with the hospital for Kulu. Then they carry you in an ambulance. Go with you in Arafat, then you will perform your Hajj, even if you lead on inside the ambulance. That God will accept the Hajj. We don't do that last year. I get certain cases there. They will admit, and I make sure say they will family and they, through God in grace, we make arrangements with the hospital. They take them in ambulance, carry them in Arafat, and they're able to perform the Hajj.
Some Muslim people them when be they part of this orientation talk to Radio Democracy, but waiting them don't learn and understand about the 2026 Hajj process.
As I said earlier, it hasn't finished yet, so I'm still learning. But at least I've learned about the rites, what to expect, where we'll be going, the significance of those places, and what to do, what not to do. So it's just enlightening us, you know. So we appreciate the journey more. It's the ultimate, isn't it? So it's one of the 5 pillars. So I would like to think we're carrying all the others. This is the final, and yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Much important, from my view at least, for someone who is going there, especially for the first time. This orientation is very much important for him or her to know why, when, and what are you going to do there and in Islam, of course, right? We are not going there as tourists. We are not going there just for recreation, no, but rather we are going there properly for worship.
This orientation process, now the first phase, we Muslim them don't begin to for the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Afejana the report.
Program Good Morning Salon, they continue. They come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. From that report today, we can our studio, as we mentioned earlier today, we talk to the chairman, Presidential Initiative on Climate Change, Renewable Energy and Food Security, Dr. Kande Koleyum Kela. We go talk about the West Africa Integration and Investment Summit, we just done. Now, Friton Fosika, that's I want to welcome Dr. Kande Koleyum Kela na the program. Good morning and welcome to the program Good Morning Salon.
Thank you. Thank you for getting me in your studio.
Okay, we can talk on this summit and also talk on issues we get for do with energy sovereignty. We'll go come back to you shortly, Doctor.
Thank you.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue. Inside the program, they take one of Ustoride Musa, the Chief Executive for Campaign for Human Rights and Development International, Abdul M. Fatomasi, The baseline survey report we then do show say lack of transparency, trust, delay for announced election results, and lack of public engagement and some of the things them we make people not get trust in the country electoral system. I talk this since our interview together democracy, where immediately talk about the baseline survey report on the electoral system in the country. Abdulrahim Fatoma talk more to Adeyemi Jackson inside this interview.
We get a funding from European Union through IDEA International. We get €65,000 for develop a baseline survey, and with that baseline survey, we for also do a community engagement component. We therefore engage the traditional leaders, religious leaders, market women, and also young people, and also provide a training for justice sector workers. So we will get activities in there together with a survey. So the end part of the project don't come to an end of the 6-month project. So the end part of it, when the survey, we're able to bring the summary of the report to the press and stakeholders. So we do a press briefing for talks that we don't done the survey, the report's available, and then we highlight the key findings, challenges, and recommendations from the report.
Before we can look at the findings and challenges and recommendations, then what's it bring about the whole idea for conducting a survey?
Well, the whole idea came about the challenges we would get in the country on electoral justice and social accountability. So we therefore look at how we electoral justice system, and they either a weakened, either a strong, either a reliable, and then we look at our social accountability structures and where we get either a fit for purpose, either a reliable, or either citizens and get trust issues about that. So the report's able for help with that, because we will get 8 focus group discussion across the country, 4 in each region, and then we will get key informant interview. Then we're able to get citizens and perception about governance performance, on health, on education, and also the public perception about corruption on state institutions like the parliament, the police, the judiciary, and other state institutions like NRA.
So what are some of the findings with regard to the country electoral system?
Well, the findings they show a little bit of challenge, lack of transparency in the process, and challenges around trust issue between ECSL and also then the demand for a transparent process of result transmission, and also announcement of results by giving detail. So these are big concerns that will come up from people them. Then also the other concern when people them actually complain electoral violence related issues, instead of it be criminal issues, most of them, according to record, we'll collect also from awareness. It is suggested we say that more of a dialogue being there and resolve the issue, then they move on.
So some of them findings here therefore do with the outcome of the 2023 election?
Yes, largely we will focus on 2023, activities around 2023.
So what are some of the recommendations we want to put inside this report?
Well, some of the recommendations now, we get a policy and programmatic recommendation. Policy 1 goes to the emphasis where people emphasize whether we will get as a country a transparent process with result announcements, more detail, and then to the programmatic side, more engagement within political leaders and the citizens, and more community and policy engagement, and also strengthening state institutions and civil society and media organizations.
Now that's not on the report, what's next for this report?
Well, we will work with partners for monitor the process, and then we continue for get more open conversation with the government and the citizens.
The government and the opposition they implement the recommendations in the tripartite report, and some of the recommendations therefore do with electoral reforms. The country they prepare for the 2028 election. This report will not unfold. It gets any impact it will create towards it?
Yes, it got an impact, and this report covered that already there are good development and positive development in the country, that reform exercise they go on. Then, locally we get structures where they help for promote dialogue, either community dialogue between political parties or citizens and politicians. So there are some good positive things that we'll talk about. We'll talk about the direction of the electoral reforms and amendment of national laws as well.
All right, well, that's the Chief Executive Officer for Campaign for Human Rights and Development International, Abdul M. Fatoma, made explain to reporter Adeyemi Jackson about the baseline survey report, we then do, we should say lack of transparency, trust, delay for announced election result, a lack of public engagement, and some of the things that will make people not get trust in the electoral system in the country. The program, Good Morning Saloon, will come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM, and we'll bring the program to you this morning. My name is Usman Kamara.
Musa Kamara na minim. If you just join me today, we go talk to the Chairman, Presidential Initiative on Climate Change, Renewable Energy and Food Security, Dr. Kande Kolayim Keller. We go talk about the West African Integration Investment Summit and other things we don't happen in the energy sector. Well, this BNTM, President Bio as Chairman for ECOWAS Head of Government, being appointed Dr. Kande Kolayim Keller as the Special Envoy on Integration and Investment in the West African region. This office just done complete one expert group and ministerial conference now Freetown ahead of the West African Integration and Investment Summit. We will be November this year. Within the achieve inside the expert group meeting and ministerial conference, and within the November conference today about make we get Dr. Kande Kolayim Keller at the program. Once again, good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning.
Yes, this is not the first time we host you since President Bio appointed you to the special role as a special envoy on the integration and investment in West Africa. For listeners of Radio Democracy, start to explain this position, what it about and what it mean.
Thank you very much, and good morning to listeners. President Bio, say last year, and they elect him as the chairman of the Authority of Heads of States of ECOWAS. And as they do that work, they look at security issues, democracy, stability. He recognize if West Africa not diversify economy, create jobs for the youth and so on, much stability no go there. And he look again, say, we look into the history of ECOWAS. The founding members 50 years ago when they created the idea na be economic integration. Let we work together, let we economy then grow. So jobs go there, wealth go there, and prosperity go there for people. So he debate with some of his colleagues, some experts. He said, what you for do for come back to basics, waiting them and create we for. Because for over 30 years of ECOWAS in existence, now security issues, including we own problem then as alone, Liberia, Guinea, and so on. Now, of course, the Sahel. So on talking to people, then tell them, say, look, you can create an effort with your colleague, then let we go back to basics. Because some say if you not get security, investment no go come. But at the same time, if you not get jobs and wealth and prosperity, the country then no go stable. So he asked me back since September, I said, Kande, this idea they float around. I want you to think about them for me. Then we will discuss later. And indeed, later on, we discussed and I said, look, let we organize this and get my colleague heads of states, but more private sector. I say, when you look, and government not able to create jobs for everybody. Now the private sector will for support and get investments and money for them, for let they able to create jobs. So now so the idea begin evolve. I begin look, I say make a look into them, we can call it incubate an idea. I begin talk, me say begin consult others. We meet again by November. I say, look, I say I want to do. I say, Lord, do this conference. And Tinubu been do a similar one, but not exactly the same. Rwanda gets some. We begin look different countries they're waiting and they do. And how this they lead to job creation. Now that idea they come up, we evolve into organizing an investment summit We go look at certain areas. I will come into that later on. Within the summit, get for look into. We make later on, we realize if we mobilize support for that one day, it been forget for give me this assignment so that with that designation, I able go on in behalf for talk to in colleagues, for talk to chief executives of organizations. I can go now other regions for mobilize support for the eventual investment summit we'll get for do.
All right, Doc, when you inform your counterpart then other country about the West Africa Integration and Investment Summit, waiting the response of them?
The response was great. People say, yeah, it's time. Since ECOWAS don't celebrate their 50 years, it is time we look ahead. Within the next 50 get for TALEC. And the next 50 get for must involve greater support to private sector across the economies, bigger job creation, and also being part of this digital revolution. May I give you some numbers where will make you see why this thinking necessary. The West Africa population now about 460 to 468 million people. The median age, half of the population, they below 18. With that kind of population and that demographics there, ECOWAS need for create 10 to 12 million jobs every year for absorb then young man in their jobs. If you not get job, right now it creates between 2.5 to 3 million. Yeah? I just give you that number there for sure say yes, economics matter, investment matter, growth matters. So across West Africa, many where we consult, other side where president don't test this idea in self, then tell and say yes, a good way you they come back. Bring we back to economics and the original principles on which ECOWAS was formed. So the reception has been great, really fantastic.
All right, so at this moment, almost country they don't come on board or invest to them, we don't show interest.
Oh, they take time, They take time. So for now, they do a lot of testing. I would say, you say, when president presents and to in colleagues, none of them object. So there is overwhelming support for the idea amongst in colleagues, heads of states. Main job now for make now practical. Waiting at the areas they will for investing. So for example, waiting we don't do. We don't look the whole issue. We say, well, look waiting at the key drivers of growth now West Africa. Energy crucial. So one of the thematic areas now, energy trade. Second, strategic minerals. Third, agribusiness supply chain development. Number 4, digital transformation. If we're able to tackle them 4 things here fast, drive investment, we can move West Africa. Because again, agriculture obvious, no? So over 60% of the population are they in Sidon, are they the jobs, and then are they the picking again plenty in the rural areas. You get for do that. But for all them sector then they work, you need more power, you need more energy.
The expert group meetings and ministerial conference which is done, how would that connect to the aspirations of the Special Envoy's office?
Yeah. So since we narrow down to them 4 areas and they will go concentrate on, what we do now the past 3-4 months, we set up working groups, yeah, including experts from different ECOWAS countries, but international development partners as well, experts around the world. See, if we take them 4 areas, yeah, what in West Africa need for do over the next 5-10 years for drive them, yeah, for let we get again, we try to talk jobs, growth, wealth creation, and so on. Yeah, then working groups, and they work about 3-4 months. Ideas, they come, a lot of Zoom calls, something in the 2 or 3 a week. Yeah, different groups, and then get 30, some get 40 experts. So over 100 of them. Don't they deliberate, they do papers, they consolidate ideas, they come up with different ideas, they look at other regions, within and they look East Africa, South Africa, but also they look Asia, within and do, we then get them kind of population challenges here, this kind of youth bulge. So then develop working papers. The expert group now for they meet now face to face. All no able can, but some can. But then when we organize them, we also know say something and there's some leaders and can say, well, the expert they don't sit down and talk on their own. They're not being get with the decision makers in the room for giving the reality of the choices, how difficult choices are. So we ask some ministers and for can join them. So that then serve in the conversation amongst the experts along each of the themes, then we'll give some policy direction, but also put some realism. When you sit down at the chair, you get for make energy decision. It's different from where the expert just they don't do the theoretical analysis. It's say, oh, now this for happen. You get some reality. So now that we do in a salon, go deeper into the conversation, take some ideas which we call big bets. Waiting at some of their ideas, your own again recommendation, we'll go pick out. We really, if we focus on them over the next few years, and able to get investors there, local and international, for rally around them, we will really get growth. So now that been there about, so they evolve with what we call the Freetown Communique.
The Freetown Communique, would that then be the part of this expert group? Would that then be the and what's in some of the things that within this communique?
The expert, as I say, across West Africa, and also outside of West Africa, we bring a number of international players, African Development Bank, United Nations Industrial Development Organization, the Secretariat of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, International Renewable Energy Agency, with additional institutions, UNDP and so on. We look each of them pillars and so I will just give some ideas of some of the big bets because the recommendations then plenty.
Okay.
So over the next few months, we'll get for narrow them down and begin market, then also testing private sector views. We'll bring some people who are also now leaders of chambers of commerce, like the leader of the president of the Nigerian Manufacturers Association. They're also the leader of the West Africa Chamber of Commerce. We own Chamber of Commerce, some of we own private sector then too, being inside the room and others. So some big areas, if you take agriculture, this region, they import huge amounts of rice because of urbanization now. Yeah, there's a projection with Ndongi for West Africa. Say by 2030, West Africa gave for the projection on food demand over the next 4 or 5 years will be over $120 billion. Because urbanization, people they move, then they left the farm, then they can't at all. They need food. But a lot of them they move, eat rice now. Even Nigeria, and Ghana, we're not Cuba, diet them in based on. So one of the big ideas then, we Minister of Agriculture, we are Minister of Agriculture, they lead now within colleagues, they're in conversation now for catalyze what we call a rice offensive. For see if we can raise about $23 billion for invest in rice production, marketing and trade within West Africa. Yeah, remember that the demographics were given. Then picking and they get for eat. So that now one major idea. So we get for work with World Bank, Gates Foundation, others then, but led by we own Minister of Agriculture because under the president in chairmanship, instead the chair, the agriculture group. Fertilizer is another one. Yeah, you see waiting they've been at the Gulf now because of that problem. The fertilizer no they move. So again, if you not get fertilizer, your agriculture not go move. So again, within that, look again for see how we'll drive investments into fertilizer production, blending plants. If you come to mining, we're grateful to particularly the Nigerian Minister of Mines, but also we own Minister of Mines and Intim Naya in that working group. We want to create a fund where African Development Bank go manage. Because one of the big problems they will get in West Africa, but across Africa, we know say we get minerals, but we don't even know how much. Like we know say we get lithium, but we don't really know how much lithium. We know say we get Boku bauxite, but we really don't know how much bauxite. Yeah, so which will depend on. The policy way they can meet you say, I want license for explore, now I get for tell you almost if well, if you fend 2 billion ton, it tell you say 0.5 billion, now you take no so. So part of which a lot of the mines ministers, I don't go around consult a number of them. In fact, some of them we've been come from Guinea, from Liberia, and also Gambia. General problem. Then say we don't know how much we get. So one of the major ideas now for put this exploration fund, where the country then say go take them your money. Say no, me self one no almost I get, yeah. And no one let you tell me almost day. Me, they tell you now, say, I know saying that this much, law do business, we go benefit my country. Those are some big ideas. The other one are digitalization.
Okay.
You know,
we will come back to we'll look at the agriculture sector and energy sector proper one and how this go help the feed salon program. Continue for the way to inside the program. In name na Dr. Kande Koleyum Kela, the chairman, Presidential Initiative on Climate Change and Renewable Energy and Food Security. We'll go for a break. When we can continue the program. Good morning, Salon.
Cecil, do you know any sharp user I go able get quality laptop or desktop computer for buy? When I go give me wahala like the last one?
Aisha, you see this Dell computer na me hand? It don't pass 8 years from where I begin user. It no one day give me problem. Na Palestino International in shop, na 5 and 6 Gloucester Street, na they a buyer. Not to copyright Palestino they sell, na original. You see this me plasma TV, this Samsung home theater, me standing fan and mobile phone. Every day when you see them, it's like a new one. They don't pass 8 years na me hand. Palestino don't open Palestino International Computer Shop na 3 Bojon Street Bow. Also you they get all kind computer for buy. For more, just call 076 56 5432 077 80 5898. Palestino International in Computer Shop. All things they for you.
Bloomberg Digital Banking don't come for it.
I said so. You look stressed so.
Nah, bank are the one go so.
Me sister, go digital.
Digital?
Yes, with Bloomberg Digital Banking. Just tap, click, swipe and send money, receive money, check your balance, pay your bills and get quick loans before Jacko cuts your eye.
But Abule fly.
Well, bring your phone.
Now so easy and quick.
Yes, with Bloomberg Digital, you can bank with freedom anytime na the world. Your money is safe and secure. Also, you can do business and transfer money instantly by your currency across Africa. Quick one with Colats.
Wow! As from today, call me Aisatu Bloomberg Digital.
Aha! Aisatu Bloomberg Digital.
Yes, na me name. I dey go tell all me party them for join Bloomberg Digital Banking.
Bingo! Waiting you dey wait for. Go ahead and download our digital banking app from Google Play Store and Apple Store or visit any of our branches for further details. For no more, you can visit our website, bloombankafrica.com.
No left piano, cause Bloomberg Digital they make you bank
with Colats. Bloombank Africa. Let's make it happen.
Salon they continue in the country from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get we studio guest we now Dr. Kande Koleyum Kela. But quick now the program will take one power headline stories. Then Musa the chairman for the National Commission for Privatization, Dr. Prince Aden say the new partnership between Saratel and Africell now one major step for bring back the country's state-owned telecom company. He make these statements with Africell, Minister of Communication, Technology and Innovation, and other body them go pull Nado the new Saratel office. For more on this, we join Fenella Edith Tonti.
The government telecommunication network Saratel be don tap for provide telecommunication service for long term now because of the plenty challenge them, and this be don make workman dem at this company over the past year them be they go without salary and serve then different office them not be the function for long term now. For count this company back to life, make government be announced partnership this BNTM with Africell as key private sector player na the telecommunication sector. Salima Ba, na the Minister of Communication, Technology and Innovation, explain.
It is about building Saratel into an institution that is stronger, more relevant, and better aligned with the needs of the sector. The next phase of this reform is about ensuring that the assets of Saratel are properly managed and positioned to support the telecommunications industry. Your Excellency, we have heard the stories of unpaid salaries, of outstanding allowances, of uncertainty, and upon the impact this has had on families. It is for this reason that this government made a clear commitment that any pathway to revitalizing Seretel must also create a pathway to begin addressing these obligations. This is reflected in the structure of this partnership with AfriCell. AfriCell, as part of this agreement, will provide an upfront contribution of $2 million.
We're in the talk, but the impact where privatization gets on the economy. The chairman for National Commission for Privatization, Dr. Prince Adin, beget this for say.
Under NCP guidance and the involvement of the president, privatization process recorded about $10 million in 2023, from zero, $12 million in 2024, $14 million in 2025. I know what we have got, but it's also more than 14 million. We are bringing all this on. That's the reason why you talk about privatization, NCP.
This event be put together stakeholder them na the communication sector and for sure the kind quality where the network go bring. The Miata Conference Center self beget strong touch on technology design will make the Chief Executive Officer for AfriCell Salon, Shadi Jajawi, talk about how AfriCell received this initiative.
Today, AfriCell lays another marker in the fulfillment of a promise we made 20 years ago. A promise to stand by the government and people of Sierra Leone to invest, build, and deliver a world-class communication service that we can be proud of. Sierra Leone can once again say with pride, our national network is back, and AfriCell is proud to be the partner that made it possible. It's important to stress that this is not a privatization. Seretel is not being sold, it's being revived. National ownership remains fully intact. This is about strengthening a national asset, not surrendering it. I'm proud to announce that Mr. Joe Abbas Bangura will serve as the managing director.
We're in the talk on the new initiative before it put Seretel Nado to the public. President Julius Maada Bio explained, but how Seretel go begin contribute for impact the communication sector and the country economy.
This partnership creates opportunities for young people. It will expand access, it will improve service quality, and open pathways for young Sierra Leoneans to gain skills, find employment, and participate fully in the growing digital economy. We should not be left behind. We should be part of the global digital economy. And we can't do that without proper and reliable connectivity. That is why I am celebrating this moment.
President Bio continues to say, this move, they're part of government plan for use technology as tool for national development impact, communication service, and self-create healthy competition between the telecommunication network them.
The MVNO partnership between Seretel and AfriCell is a practical strategic decision on our part. AfriCell brings experience, operational strength, and a proven ability to perform in competitive markets. We are all witness to that. Seretel brings national funding, infrastructure, and the full backing of this government, and also for future, committed to results. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now an honor and delight to officially launch the Seretel MVNO partnership with AfriCell.
President Bio and for call on Salon people for support the rebirth of Seretel as this in say now one way for show patriotism to national development. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Fenela edit something. The report.
Program na Good Morning Saloon will come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get we studio guest with Dr. Kande Kole Yumkela and the special envoy on integration and investment na West Africa. They talk about the West Africa Investment Integration and Investment Summit we get for be November this year and other energy related issues them. Doc, we look at the conference we get for be in November this year. What in this conference they focus on?
The conference in November will be more heads of state level, CEOs of companies with the hopes they will bring many, many more CEOs than political people, across Africa, across West Africa, but also other regions. So we get for market that summit today now in Europe, in US, in China, in Asia, for attract investors for can look projects. And by that 10 day, we don't ask each country for develop them priority projects along them 4 themes what I've been saying: energy, minerals, agriculture, digital transformation. So one go there with real projects. So we get 6 months. We then cancel some, already begin talk about the project that we then get at the country. Of course, we will get with Feed Salon. We get to Mission 300 for energy. We get some other mining projects that we in the pipeline. We, the Minister of Mines and others get. Minister of Communications get some. Minister of Trade get some of the young. So we they make each country come with a set of projects. But before then, we develop a template with the African Development Bank and with UNIDO then support and other institutions, or let them put her in a format, and we see if help they for make them project, then they bankable. Yeah, you can get projects, but not bankable. So there's quite a bit of work for do over the next 6 months. For they'll get them bankable project, then they will go the market till we reach the point where hopefully we will get some deal rooms and deals are made, then or after the summit.
You talk about attracting the more heads of states in the region and also CEOs around the world. Is it this project only focus, or this summit only focus on the ECOWAS region in terms of heads of states for come attend them?
For now, yes. Would they toy with the idea? I did say we will toy with the idea. A lot of other ideas and they will float. Primarily, now we own head of states there. However, it is possible. It is possible we'll invite some other guests at that level. But those decisions are really left with President and colleagues. And also, we target, as presidents have done directly, they want more private sector. They want CEOs. And you see, say, in the World Economic Forum this year, they market the summit. Yeah, all in travels now, they market the summit. Yeah, so we SEF will therefore do the same. Even while they Vienna with them, they market the summit at CEO level. We go US, they market them, because now they then get the muscle and the technology and the kind of money then we will need for move them 4 drivers then they within the region.
All right. At the end of this summit, within as a country, especially Sierra Leone, we hope for achieve?
Well, we own specifically, we say get we project there. We need more investors. We go partner with we own local private sector for invest now. So with the hopes we will drive some investments into we own country along them 4 theme area then they. But also over time, which you get for understand some of them events then they, you get follow on visitation. Yeah, we don't watch a country like Rwanda, where over time now President Kagame don't position in country. We don't become central host now of major events. We also don't lead to major visitations. People, they can regularly now on tourism, now Rwanda, because they don't see their country as a stable, progressive country. But in CSF, they attract investment in all of that process. In 2 weeks, they continue in private sector forum and energy forum. Where don't they do now for the last 5 years, where they attract big players, big investors in Rwanda. So we, apart from that immediate benefit for the sectors, we see say this also go rebrand and help attract more visitations.
Doc, as time they go in the program, we'll get for zero in on the energy aspect, because plenty people we know say we're passionate about energy issues. Though you get plenty positions then we get for do with climate change and agriculture. But looking at the summit proper, we see now the West African region, 3 countries then be done left. We now the Sahel state, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. How then they, in terms of this conference, how now they really with them?
Originally, we begin look, we begin consider an ECOWAS investment summit. So again, based on the consultations around, some other countries said no, now rebrand as a West Africa integration summit. If you say ECOWAS, then 4 we be non left, go say they know they can. And we want the whole of West Africa, not just part of it. So we don't rebrand as a West Africa integration and investment summit.
Meaning them country are
then self we want let them participate. Remember, we president don't personally try to visit them, talk to them, for come back into the fold as chairman. Yeah, nobody normally in picking them scatter. So that effort they continue. But the reality is the following. Even in country, then they will say they don't left. Then lifeline, food supply, other imports, all not through the other countries. Mali, without Senegal, they're dead. Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana, now did shipments in the past, and Togo, and some of it, Benin. Yeah, Nigeria. So the reality is, they don't left, but they're still dependent. Trade is still flowing. Yeah, the people want the integration. That's a political decision where the politicians, the leaders take, not them countries. But the people, then they cross the border and they trade. So again, in the wisdom of the president, after the consultation, where we come back and report to her and say, hey, now so others say, he say yes, on a rebrand, on a make and West Africa. Consistent with him push for
don't
security.
get dates and venue for this conference?
Yes, now Lunge we did one. Most of the activities in Lunge, fortunately, November good for we. Because the infrastructure go don't be built. Already, President gave for host another summit when in statutory ECOWAS summit. I think it's in July or so. So for that summit, that particular summit, then they build the facilities. So basically, the facility go on there. We've been they look for host this outside. We've been they look at Nigeria, Senegal, and Cote d'Ivoire. Just capacity. At that time, we've been they think about a big conference. Yeah, large numbers. Because we not get the infrastructure. But fortunately, since President, they host this other summit and other colleagues and don't drive that process there now with Suma Group and so on, and they build facility, well, they can't get we own. So we go scale back with original ambition of several thousands. So we'll scale them back now for suit we own context. But the good news is the facilities will be ready in Lunge. Some people go there on the mainland, but mainly in Lunge around mid-November.
All right, continue for the way to inside the program, Dr. Kande Koleyum Kela. When we can focus now on the energy sector, and you go update listeners then waiting at the status of the country energy sector. We'll go for a break. When we can, we'll continue the program. Good morning, Saloon.
You bland taste ice cream and you not feel like an ice cream? No worry again, because Blue Moon ice cream don't come for you.
Blue Moon ice cream na salon that they make am, and it get different flavor them like chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, almond, bubblegum, plain yogurt, chocobar, ice pop, and different other flavor them.
It's available in all supermarkets, and we shop there in Sanders Street, Wellington Street, Wilkinson Road, and Waterloo. Self, we work man at the worker with the push cart they sell. Now salon the factory day when they make this ice cream here. So get better taste with Blue Moon ice cream. It's refreshing and they give you more satisfaction.
For more information, you can call we on 077-633-633. Blue Moon ice cream, the taste of happiness.
Education is a must, brother.
Aisatu, Adi, I can't catch me. I can't catch me now. Look at the una. Can't catch me now.
Mommy, you know they tire for see them picking them here, they play all time. Like they don't get nothing for do.
Mama, yeah, how for do?
My young boy picking self be they play all time. But now, it look better small.
So what do you do when it change?
And make it begin use learning passport for study.
What's not this learning passport?
Well, learning passport now one app where the Ministry of Basic Education with support from UNICEF don't come with, and it gets past question and answer where they make them easy for we picking them for study and pass exams.
Well, this is a big opportunity for we picking them. Me self go try get this learning passport app so that me Bobo will get all the past exam questions and answer the way in need.
Go to Google Play Store now and download the MBSSE Learning Passport for free.
Mama, Papa, let we help with picking them. Forget the learning passport app. By this, we go help for prepare them well for the exams.
This message comes from the Ministry of Basic Education with support from UNICEF.
Education.
The program Good Morning Salon will continue. Inside the program, we'll take one of the headline story. Then inside the focal person for disaster at the Freetown City Council, Abbas Kamara say one reason we plenty disaster can happen at the city anytime we in Canada because people do to it in a gutter, we can cause flooding. Well, for more on this, make we join Fatun Yangeji Pakwa.
Every year, we in season they come inside Freetown.
one party thing them where they happen. Na boku dirty they full up gutter and flow na street. And this they happen na plenty community them na Freetown. One parent community na Bremerland Poti community where they na the eastern part na Freetown. And the rain will come Tuesday, May 4 this year, make boku dirty flop the gutter and come over the road. And this cause heavy traffic na the road. And this ambog plenty bike man and driver them when they drive along this road. This same way ambog some community people and shop owner them inside this community. This make Radio Democracy go talk to some people where they live in this community and then we get this for sale.
It will be the talk from long, but this problem not so young. From Kuntolo now, approved school, then Damsi Bridge. Now they this not taking come off for Kaya any year. You know say this gutter is small, so that way so they come off from Kuntolo to approved school and Damsi Bridge. Now they can affect ya. No, this gutter is small.
They see one gutter they win a call VAT where they make, but normally people in Cam can't trade today. We can tell us not to read today because we know say at any year where the first year where they come, they really affect you. And I don't cause so now as you see the dirty all over the place. Even this morning tell me they take on my shop. I will help for push and to.
As the dirty been flop the streets, we been see some authority them where they in charge like SLRA and Freetown City Council. We make Radio Democracy been talk to the disaster focal points na Freetown City Council, Abbas Kamara, and he been talk about what the council they do for address them senior.
As Freetown City Council, we don't provide alternative. We get a service provider there. Yeah, we don't divide it. We divide Freetown into 8 blocks. So each of the blocks they get one service provider there. We don't make people they register. So they go come, you get small thing, then take it dirty. But you can imagine, some people they don't have to pay. We don't get bylaws now, Freetown City Council. For the city, we don't get bylaws, and we don't try for operationalize them. So now small. If we don't try for what, we don't put bins in because we understand say this place actually dirty there. So we get 2 bins there. Yeah. So they expect people them instead of putting their garbage on the street, so they expect them to put their garbage in the bin. But you can imagine people then they change.
One party thing them where the community people been talk, where they feel say na one party reason where they make dirty they flow over the gutter. Now that the gutter too small and tight. But this, the director of urban roads and the Salon Road Authority, Samuel Emmanuel Lewis, been get a own side pandis.
The drainage not small at all. If you can watch, the drain not small at all. The drainage will accommodate the water. And what's not the problem? The main problem is that because people that they dump dirty, the drainage did able to take the water where they go. But if you can't put dirty, definitely the water not going to pass. So at the end of the day, small rain no more safe, it will cause a lot of debris on the road.
And waiting the Salon Road Authority don't put in place for tap the kind of a way. How does it can flow over the gutter every season? Samuel Emmanuel Lewis continue.
Right now, we did the procurement process they on for let the contractors and then at the road. As usual, say from May now say to October, contractors are closing at the road, they clean the drains there. Therefore, make sure say constant cleaning and then drains there.
Samuel Emmanuel Lewis end up for call on community people for tap for put dirty in a treat. As in say, this na one thing when they cause flooding and other bad thing them na Freetown, especially inside rain season. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Fatu Nyangi Bakwari report.
The program Good Morning Salon continues. Still inside the studios, we get Dr. Kande Koleyumkela, Bina Chairman, Presidential Initiative on Climate Change, Renewable Energy, and the Food Security. Doc, we will focus now on the energy sector. This is the topic where a lot of people now, Facebook page and YouTube page, they eager for hearing from you.
Energy sector na ECOWAS or na Salon?
Na Salon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
At this moment, Doc, waiting at the status of the country energy sector.
Well, it's still challenging. The energy sector always in crisis. It's still challenging. But now look and broadly, yeah? As I say, energy transformation, not to a short-term thing, no more a long-term. The good news is the following. All we long-term plans and they're on track. Yeah, you remember back then when President Bio take over as Minister of Energy, put me as sector lead, we give a clear plan. Long-term, medium-term, short-term. So if we take a long-term plan, the long-term plan and vision very clear. President Bio under in administration for double the capacity of power generation in this country since independence. 270 megawatts installed capacity back in 2024. By the time they left, it for double that one day. In other words, if for add an equal or more. we dey on track. How we dey on track? If you take Nant dey on track. 108 megawatts will be ready next year. Again, Respite, the emergency power production for Newton and Lunge, they on track. Yeah. Blackwall Road and Kintom, we don't repair their machine then suppose for the supply power, 25 megawatts. Yeah. There's another power plant now, solar where they come up, now Waterloo Benguima area, 30 megawatts. Kamakuye, slow down. Yeah, Kamakuye have been very optimistic, but the deal not done yet. We did it with private companies on small team B. He say he need another condition. Yeah, so then down there have been 40 megawatts. So let's give the numbers, let's add them up. Nant for B 108. Respite, Lunge plus Newton for B 40 megawatts. Blackwall Road and Kintom combined, 25 megawatts. Yeah, Kamakuye 40 megawatts. Bumbuna, yeah, the last team they come from Badia, the OPEC fund done their own assessment. Yeah, the 50 million from OPEC fund is guaranteed. Badia, they send them final team for can take another look, then they send with the agreement for the remaining 25, for low double the capacity of Bumbuna. That's 50 megawatts. And I mentioned this other 30 megawatts in Waterloo. That's 280 megawatts. Now, that's not the long term. We're on track, and that is important. For lay day on track at a point, you know, say 2029 or so, this wire fully, we don't double the capacity. Similarly, MCC, they're on track. They don't hire, then they set up their secretariats. Then they can move into feasibility studies for that southern corridor line. And of course, the big headache they will get with transmission. The short term, they get challenge. And with the transition, always you get bottlenecks. For example, this respite what I mentioned, if we don't begin supply power already February, the good news is as of April, it don't begin give 15 megawatts instead of the 40.
The one at Newton?
The one at Newton. So it's on track. World Bank just visitor. Yeah? Then confidence say yes. June, the 40 megawatts will be available. Yeah, as I say, Blackwall Road and Kintom Day, now the economics, so get the fuel and fuel them for let them run. So the short-term challenges are there, and I see the complaints at the hearing. But of course, I don't want to talk for the minister. You get a minister now with in charge. Me, I didn't ECOWAS. I didn't hate it on day now.
Now, we bring you back to the energy issues because one of the thematic areas them in the ECOWAS discussion are energy trade.
Yeah.
And they deal with energy policy issues and also the work with the government or presidents for bring investors them in the energy sector. So we have to look at the different investments them we did in the pipeline like you don't explain just now. But let we look at the Nant where you just make mention about. When we go begin see the Nant begin light and what's in the conditions of this Nant project?
Nant, the good news, we now all see that big turbine, yeah? That is a gas-powered plant, private sector driven, with confidence from investors for put that kind of money, almost $420 million now in country. Then choose we for do. If all goes well, between December and February, Nant go pump that 60 megawatts into Freetown. Yeah? Then the additional 40 or 45 will come in probably June or sometime later than June next year. So that is guaranteed. Not a government project. That in a private sector project. Private sector no the delay. Because if you delay interest, they knock on a bank. So they're on track. They are moving very well. We are optimistic that between December, February or March, Q1 next year, the 60 megawatt they kick in. So Nant is a good project. I wish we can get more like that. And Nant even more ambitious, Because of Nant, remember last year Angola has signed an MOU with the United States for LNG. LNG, Guinea need and Liberia need. And so the Nant projects, they can be, they help we get an LNG hub, a gas hub for West Africa now. So there is this potential for expand gas power production to mines and so on over time. Now that make I keep emphasizing the long term. Then long-term thing, and it takes time. But even that LNG hub, they move very well.
When the Nant project, the machine come, the turbine, the arguments now that the Nant project is not different from the Kapawa ship. We dock not water, government they buy lights to them. If the way government able pay, then go put them off. How this Nant projects they work for make it be affordable and how it is supply light? What think could be the business line?
The issue is the following: all around the world, we dey try for encourage more and more private sector for moving. Remember, say this country develop an IPP, then first then deregulate the market. Yeah, then divide generation from transmission and distribution. Not so? You get for understand, say all around the world today, they drive now for let more private sector come in and invest in the power sector. So we get independent power producers. That's the trend. Yeah, we forbid for more NAT, but you touch on a fundamental question. We're not the issue of ETSA. If you can't pay for it, they will go bankrupt. The company will go bankrupt. Before they go bankrupt, then go give you warning. See, if you know they pay at the hotter. We bring the issue, and every time, President, they emphasize. He say, if we not fix ETSA, all them projects here, they die. Even after in own administration. So being willing to pay, but the citizens also for pay. We use like not for pay, like not free. That man don't go trust him money. If you go build that plant today in Liberia or Guinea, Guinea need Boku power, and then self don't open big IPP request. The minister been there, yeah, the deputy minister been there at this EGM. So they tell we how much energy they need in Guinea and waiting and get for do. So now tell and say, bro, that energy there where you need so. If you decide for supply yourself, that means say Liberia, Sierra Leone, Gambia will always depend on you. Guinea-Bissau, you know go give it. Now I say, oh, not try, oh, now say build on your own then. Like how we say they build on because we say young people need. Okay. So every country wants even more land. The issue is the company where we set up for able collect and pay. We, the citizens, must pay. So the whole reform of ETSA issue, we for pay close attention. If not that, all this will tell us, so all the number I will give, the generation side would achieve that target. Okay. But all go close. All right. 5-10 years down the line, if ETSA not the function. If we, the citizens, also will not get a social contract with now for that discipline for pay. Now the same with water. Water not to free. You get for pump that water. That company they get for buy electricity from ETSA. If you're able to buy and able to pump the water. You see the connections? You see how energy tied to everything? So water, utilities, we must pay. But the possible they pay to for collect and for declare to government. So these are reforms where you don't compromise. These are reforms where you drive that change. Okay. If ETSA no function, all these projects, they die.
All right. Now, Doc, people they buy top up for the meter. Then I mean blackface. Now we get na top up would you use if you know buy your meter they go off, and plenty people believe say then they do them duty, but it seems as if na ETSA not the able control that money. Some time back when we get issue with NRA on them you know the money where they forget to NRA way they not so they way up till now they not get to them. Is it the problem from the citizen or na ETSA officer?
It is both. So, but let the minister in your responsibility that they are not in charge of day-to-day operations anymore, but at a broader ECOWAS level, then kind of conversation because these problems are not unique to Sierra Leone. Since we talk about energy trade, if they sell energy, give you for pay them. Now with the old Cote d'Ivoire and Guinea, they're all. Okay. Yeah? If they sell energy, give you for pay. So then concern, if we own utility, they function. It's the same with other utilities in other countries. Because we all want trade more, we want generate more. Yeah, we self one sell Guinea. We self one sell Cote d'Ivoire over time. If some of them projects here go through, or for they sell back to the net. Okay. Yeah. So not for order again. And then now we're going to get foreign exchange from we energy trade. That's why it's important. Okay.
Two things, Doc. At this moment, who side will they get electricity from? And also you are aware of the rampant blackout in the country.
Are aware of the challenges, but again, I know one step into the minister in territory. That's okay. Somebody else in charge now of these issues. Me now, I deal with at another level. I get for left. I know an answer for the minister and the minister in responsibility.
Sometime back, March, you been promised the energy, system go settle, but up till now we still get waiting to happen.
I left and give the minister. Let the minister. 9 days in charge of daily operations.
But that means you statement.
President Bio under in leadership as Minister of Energy and me on support to our sector lead. All the timetables were set. Everything we will do, we build with scenarios. Let the team where they now explain these issues. Not to me mandate that one. My mandate now for make sure say in the context where they work now, saloons have become energy secure.
Yes, Salon become energy secure, as you have mentioned. At the ECOWAS level, you've been passionate about privatization of EDSA. At ECOWAS level, what do you talk about energy sufficiency and how institutions within member countries them for function, Wusai, Salon fall, and EDSA as one?
The good news right now is most West African countries get Mission 300 compacts. Most of it. Yeah, especially we where they trade energy now amongst ourselves even more. We all get them. And when you look Mission 300 Energy Compact, we all don't commit ourselves to major sector reforms. Major, including utility reforms, EDSA reforms. All of us. How much losses we for reduce, how much more transmission line we for build. And me very confident with we own package. MCC, they move well, yeah? They try for push now for get more investments into Mission 300. They don't set up Mission 300 safe own delivery team, yeah? Where Mr. Kindene, they can lead now, yeah? With another set of experts, yeah? So those are moving. It means if since we generation they move, the walkway MCC then they can't do now, then they can build additional transmission line and then then go handle some of the distribution. The major thing we go left, now that EDSA reform. You have to pay for all of this over time. You get for pay for maintenance of then distribution network then the way they don't bill. You get for make sure they then transmission line and they function well. You get for pay the staff. You get for train them. Therefore, the entity where they collect your money, if all this, because a lot of what I don't talk now infrastructure, where we for don't build 20 years ago, where now they build now, yeah. If we the citizens know they pay. If you self not trust, we say where you pay, you they get enough light. You not go pay again. No, so you they pay all that way. Say that why I give them my money, I don't pay top up another again. This is why, in the middle of all of this, we can say now strategy, the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room still remains EDSA. Yeah, and every country under Mission 300 and even in our conversations now, the key question comes back. If we trade more energy, can the utilities pay?
We go come back to you, Dr. Kandekole Yumkela, Special Envoy on Integration and Investments in West Africa. They talk on the West Africa Integration and Investment Summit and also how ECOWAS they work for ensure energy sufficiency in member countries. Them West Salon na one of them. The program Good Morning Salon they continue to go for break. We can continue.
Kano Immigration and Visa Services is your best service provider to travel to Canada on study, work or pleasure. We can facilitate your visa process, work permits, express entry program, family sponsorship, Canadian school admissions, Canadian citizenship, self-employed persons program, and many more. Come to us at 28 Walpole Street, Siaka Stevens Street, Freetown, or reach us via email at info@kanoimmigration.com or via 075-143-299. For more information, go to www.kanoimmigration.com. We are at your service.
The Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources and the National Minerals Agency, NMA, proudly announced the second edition of the Sierra Leone Mining Week, which will be celebrated with events set to take place this year at the Freetown International Conference Center from 19th to 23rd May. This year's theme is Our Mineral Resources, Responsible Mining, Value Multiplication, and Shared Prosperity. One of the features of this year's celebration is the 11th African Diamond Producers Association, ADPA's ordinary meeting of the Council of Ministers, consisting 19 countries, where Sierra Leone's Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources will serve as host and chairman. Other events for this important mining week include panel discussions of professionals from several sectors to discuss various mining issues. What's more, there will be an exhibition of Sierra Leone's precious minerals like diamond, gold, bauxite, rutile, and many more that you may want to see at closer proximity. That is why the Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources and the National Minerals Agency jointly invite you to come witness and share your experiences in the mining sector. You'll have an opportunity to meet, talk, and even ask questions and get answers from mining professionals. With all that set for the Mining Week running from 19th to 23rd May at the Freetown International Conference Center, it's now on you to make it your duty for an opportunity to get your highly desired information about mining in its entirety. Registration to attend is free. For further information, please visit www.events.nma.gov.sl or make a quick trip to the Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources or the National Minerals Agency at New England, Freetown. See you at the Freetown International Conference Center on any day or all the days of the second edition of the Sierra Leone Mining Week from 19th to 23rd May 2026. It's time to talk about the golden glow of gold and other natural national minerals.
Not to know the pressure me. Not to know the pressure me.
Hey! They don't do am more, they don't do am. Then talk am, then do am. How them talk about them bang? Now so then they. Or 50 or your T1.
Well, Skololo, who that they don't do am again?
Now PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, the number one foreign exchange bureau in the country, they give all them customers them 1% cashback for every transaction where they make through Western Union, MoneyGram, or RIA.
Na Indoso.
Not so Indoso, nice K. PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, don't 1% the game. This to them to fufu or konkoroma 1% semu, where before Jacko Kotiai, it don't ferembe. This 1%, it come for cantina game. So you will get Famul, Paddy, or business partner where they send for you money through Western Union, MoneyGram, or RIA. Run go now any PC and Son shop where they all about the country. For you where they free tongue, PC and Son shop they now 16 Godrich Road Lumley, 59 Wellington Street, 31 Guard Street, 19 Frobe Road, 10 and 53 Saniabacha Street, 32 A Wilkinson Road, 9 Couture Road, and 24 City Road Port C. For Waterloo Famulem, within a 9 A Liverpool Street, Waterloo. For Famulem where they upline, within a 76 Sky Corridor Road Corner, within a 5 Palmer Street Kabbalah, 54 Dambala Road Bo, within a number 4 Denby Street Kenema, 39 Rogbane Road Makeni, 137 Airport Ferry Road Lunge, Lagos Compound Kailaun, and 35 IDA Road, Gambia. Tell your neighbor say, PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, the 1% the game.
The program Good Morning Salon Day continue. We still get Dr. Kande Kolegium Keller. We still between the studio to talk on the integration and investment summit we in the West African Union. We get for be inside November this year. But we talk about energy issues and the investments in the sector. Doc, we don't see you and the president, we don't go Vienna twice and we don't get pledges from the places here. So what did happen to then Vienna pledges them in the energy sector na salon?
Right. Before I answer that one day, the thing I forget for mentioning in all this conversation, that as part of this energy trade dimension of ECOWAS, we also look at access to clean cooking. And the first day of the expert group meeting we will do, with support of the Office of the First Lady, we do a special session with the President and visiting First Lady of Kenya, former Second Lady of Ghana on access to clean cooking with ECOWAS. ECOWAS takes Salone and Gambia as pilot, where then they make available 10,000 canisters, way for reach like 10,000 homes. That is just as important as electricity. I just want to underscore that one day, and that one day self now part of the conversations in the summit, where also they go as far as African Union. So again, I want to thank the Office of the First Lady for their collaboration and support, and also State House, President support to be strongly in that move. So like to Vienna. Vienna is very good. And I've been 2 years ago. So President, as usual, anything way they do, not talk and do no. So he must take stock. So we've been careful go back and see who say we day with the outstanding one day we day and additional needs that we'll get. Yeah, we countries then get boku needs. The good news is, remember, we'll go Vienna 2024. The pledges were about 850 million as of date. Yeah, I didn't name the projects. We don't able to bring on ground the livestock and livelihood development project. We're now 108 million. Yeah, no one break down which bank they give waiting. Yeah, $105 million. That is on ground. Yeah. You also get the cassava value chain development project. Again, all of this under the leadership of Minister Musa Paka. Yeah, me and Minister of Finance now support the sectors, open doors, support them, guide, and also continue the lobbying. And 40 million. Yeah. Now, this year, within the good news, February, March, the OPEC Fund Board approved the share of the $75 million for the special agricultural processing zone, Nakambia. That will be funded $75 million, $50 million from OPEC Fund, $25 million from the African Development Bank. That is approved. We do the final paperwork now for Leda and DSF land. In addition, the Benducha Bawia Road project, 60 million by Badia, also under delivery. Yeah, so when you look at about 300 million out of the 800 million confirmed being delivered or on the way of being delivered, fully approved. Now, this go where president go, now for go look the balance. The balance now, where did they? We get an irrigation project. We now again for Toma Bone, Bonda Piden area then they. For push that one, they say, please, we still need that one yeah, for Leona work on themselves. We still get the Cambia Kitchum Road. We want Leona fast track that one they save. We agriculture bank. Yeah, that one they save, we push for them. Good news, President and the President of OPEC Fund talk about the cancer project, the cancer center. So that one day they make a jump over everything else. Because that one day you don't say, oh, they push them. We will need a cancer center. I can tell you, say, back then, the first International Women's Day, I remember trying to help Sierra Leone get access to International Energy Agency at that time, yeah, during the APC regime. So this why our president push, and the good news is, they don't take that one day up, then they fast track that one day even more than the other one day. And then send a team now, and then this year, we meet with Minister Dembi in team, very good, successful conversations. That one day, about 30 million, we confident say they go through. So the Bumbuna, then don't send, OPEC Fund don't send a team, their own last team. Now Badia, they send their own last team this week for the 75 million. So, which are the underscore now, yeah? At least with Minister of Finance, when we organize a trip for HE, would it take time? Would they do a lot of groundwork? It is always project and development based, or not just one Lego conference you go talk. If you see we come out with President a salon, that means we don't do a lot of spade work for make sure say project pipelines are moving. And he was very pleased with what happened there. Some other ideas and Boku come in. Of course, he market the summit very well. So we're confident that the pledges are materializing into real projects, real jobs and opportunity for this country, supporting feed salon and also supporting the energy sector. But there are others we're working on too.
Yeah, when you talk about investments and encourage investors for invest Salon or any other country in the region, the issue of stability. Yeah. And Salon, they go into election 2028. The country still, they look at who is going to be the next president, who is going to be the next government. Mm-hmm. And this thing they play in our investors' their mind also. How may contract do continue after change of government or change of power or change of presidency? Yeah. In this one ECOWAS summit and in this one energy driving, talking to investors, how do they assure them of stability? Now ECOWAS member countries them and Salon in particular as now with you.
If you look the Sierra Leone the Freetown communique we will publish, you will see a lot of language on guarantees. Yeah, risk guarantee mechanism, blended finance. You will see all in terminology then they. But that point we touch very relevant. One of the biggest problems for Africa, particularly West Africa, now political risk and general risk perception, where they make with cost of borrowing very high. So we private sector, then they struggle. Some man go get the best project, then look you and say, your area not stable. Even if not to Salone, not stable. So investors just can say, well, if it is Mali, they near Salone. You understand? So what you say important. So in this way conversations, we spend a lot of time now on looking at risk mitigation mechanisms, blended finance. You blend private money with public investment. So governments have put money. Or you get other banks and so on for provide risk cover. Like this NAND project. Now ECOWAS Bank provide risk insurance for them. So Minister of Finance right now, they push very hard for we get other institutions then we go to cover private sector risk for we. And part of MCC, Mission 300, again, for all major infrastructure projects, you're so correct. That risk perception, that policy uncertainty, say somebody go can always in people don't do say reverse all. Then pass new laws. You don't go take loan, you don't begin bill, you they halfway through you for donor. Policy change. We they change the conditions of your loan. So you need then risk mitigation instruments. Yeah, now major part of we conversation. But again, this is why citizens ownership, citizens buy-in, so some of them policy are important for make sure say you not just get an ad hoc change because somebody not be like Uda beginner. Yeah, transformative projects then they take decades. Yeah, where you invest in a power plant not to 40 days no more, for 30, 40 years. So governments then for come, but then for honor deals that were made. If they were made transparently, that is important, transparently, owned by the people, approved by their parliaments, and of course they make sure say the private sector able to get them profits and they're able to repatriate part of them. Yeah, there is no free lunch in investment. Investment not to aid. Manlanlaji, there is a limit to it. This is investment.
We did take a few messages then because you are left at the studio. This one from Usfren, they say, Honorable Dr. Kande Kole Unkela, as the nation and West Africa are moving towards renewable energy solution in order to meet with the 7th SDGs, affordable and clean energy, what are the strategy in place to tap from our unspun nature and plant for a sustainable energy generation, knowing what this one not too clear.
Okay. This one from Usman Sisi in our Facebook page. They say Real Democracy. Let's explain to us about the energy sector is in this because we are facing blackout in Freetown City and other cities.
This one again from Concerned Citizen. He say, Mr. Yumkela, your dream about ECOWAS revive is going to remain a dream. The ECOWAS is the weakest and most true economic integration in the whole world. Weak economic linkage, poor governance, poor electricity, poor infrastructure, no drinking water, high food insecurity, poor connectivity, and poor trade between countries. Our Feed Salone program, which is the flagship program, no rice or food at its peak. Food insecurity is 80%. Mano River Union is dead and buried. How can you industrialize without electricity, sir? Tell we more.
This one from DMK Network is I love the presentation that was done predominantly on bankability. Thanks to President Julius Maada Bio for bringing ECOWAS to Sierra Leone.
This other one say thanks very much, Doc, for your words this morning.
Because of time and we studio guests they left, we can respond to them concerns and we don't come from the public.
Well, if I hear Salone man express skepticism about ECOWAS, I will say sorry, because if not to be ECOWAS, like war stealing, I not so. The institution may be having issues, but the institution is doing a lot in the energy space. Then get a lot of regulatory protocols the way they don't develop when are implementation lacking. So if the governments not implement the protocols, not to ECOWAS get the problem, not the governments. Yeah, and yes, right now ECOWAS they trade energy right through, but you know enough. So we need to do more. Yeah, countries like Gambia they're now almost almost entirely now dependent on Senegal and Guinea. Yeah, with a small generation we then say they do in the middle. So skepticism understandable, but ECOWAS na institution we necessary already. We know say 60% of the food trade in Africa na in intra-region now amongst we safe. That is positive. It is even better than East Africa. So we can do more.
Okay.
And so I would just say that we are very confident that President disenvisioned, and we don't see the response from others. Yeah, how they feel. Well, I go sit down with President Ouattara a few weeks ago on the behalf of President Bio. Now, you know, say I be economist, I be he work na IMF, I been prime minister before, long time ago. For him, he been tell like a revival. When himself they explain the vision, he say, yes, tell my brother that this is what we are supposed to do now. And Côte d'Ivoire is growing at about 6%. Then they push for 10%. It's one of the fastest growing countries in the world. Okay. So when then you say other African countries want to do the same and they supply with energy, then one day we say grows, so we'll get incomes, so we'll go pay for power. And we'll go produce food, then self go buy.
Okay, Doc, let's thank you for joining us at the edition of the program Good Morning Salon as we prepare for Lefui now, the studio. But this now on personal notes. And on plenty occasions, would they ask you on the issue with your ambition? You can say you are working for the president, and but we don't see
which ambition? My ambition for ECOWAS?
No, for presidency. And when we see different surveys, them we can see they put you face study poster as one of the people, and we perhaps they aspire for be the flag bearer and the SNPP. But we don't see the qualification criteria outside, or if name can come up, and so you don't see them survey then they.
I see them survey that they watch social media plenty myself.
What you can make up of them?
Well, fortunately, I can look around there, I turn back, sometimes I can then study. I still work on a paper on energy or food security or investment. So I can look at them and smile, then I turn back to the walkway president.
So you take them into consideration at all?
For now, and that president knows, he said this why we get work no more. They move. Right. So I fully focused. And president said this year, this is a year of delivery. And they check. Yeah, they check. Again, you know where they call you, suddenly they say, I want to talk. You go inside, you get notes before I get in small card then. He tell you, say, hey, Brian, this you been said it. So we all focus. This is not the year of delivery. We'll get for deliver heavily. When the time reach, invite me to talk politics and transformation.
Plenty thank you, Doc, for joining us at the program this morning. We hope say the way you go declare 98.1 will be the first point to say go can do. Plenty thank you for joining us at the program. In name Dr. Kande Kolayum Kelaina, the chairman. Presidential Initiative on Climate Change, Renewable Energy and Food Security. The program Good Morning Salon, they continue inside the program. We take one of headlines to get them inside the leader for the opposition at Parliament, Honorable Abdul Kagbo, don't ask Parliament for table the agreement for national unity in a Parliament and set up one parliamentary committee. We go to oversight the role of the electoral management body. Then for more on this, make we join Cherno Jalo.
The Tuesday, May 5, 2026 parliamentary sitting now one will be flop with member of the parliament, and this now because now the first plenary sitting where parliament get where APC member of the parliament be witness after about 2 months now where they not going to parliament. People go member say early February this year the APC party been tapping parliamentarian them and local council officials them not for participate in governance until Edmond Alpha ceased for being the electoral commissioner at the electoral commissioner saloon. For sake of this make inside the past 2 months, the government and the opposition APC party began to engage for CC, they resolve this issue. And finally this BNTM, government and the APC, through the help of the moral guarantor them, they resolve this problem. We make Tuesday, May 5, 2026 parliamentary sitting, the APC party then go back na parliament and participate in the proceeding. But before the proceeding they start, members of the parliament from the APC and SLPP bench be engaged, pan quiet side talk and laugh. And also, like any other paramount chief member of parliament or SLPP member of parliament, the speaker of parliament, Honorable Singapore Solomon Thomas, be welcome the APC parliamentarian here back in parliament.
I am extremely proud of you for coming back to this well. Because this is your house. You were elected by your people to represent them. And there is nothing that should take you away. So I'm proud of you. What you have done is extremely noble. And I urge you to continue to represent your people and use your voices in this way. If there is anything you want to address for your people, it is your place to come to this house, to use your voice to advocate for your people. Let me say I'm gratified that you're coming back, and we move on for God and country. Thank you very much for coming.
After the welcome address by the Speaker, the Leader of Opposition, Honorable Abdul Kagbo, appreciates the role the Speaker play for CC APC, go back na Parliament, a local council them.
On behalf of the opposition, I want to specifically thank you for the role you played. I could remember when we were on the boycott, you called us on several occasions, you spoke with us in your office, and you created the link and the nexus. So as opposition, we want to express our unreserved appreciation for the role you played. And as we requested, we also thank you for being the nexus between us and His Excellency the President. You facilitated a meeting which was very productive. We want to thank you for the role you played. You have shown exemplary leadership for which we'll be grateful.
From here, the Leader of Opposition, Honorable Abdul Kagbo, draw the attention of the Speaker to the agreement with the opposition and the government being signed. Usa say Parliament self gets big role for play for that agreement they all water. And just after, with the leader don't make these statements, the Speaker be replied to them.
And similarly, we want to advise that the communique that was signed leading to our return to Parliament is honored, which is the laying of the agreement for national unity and the establishment of the committee that is to play an oversight role on elections management body. So once more, we want to thank you, and by extension, I want to thank all members of Parliament. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Leader of the Opposition, that is noted, and I am to have a meeting with the leadership of Parliament. I mean both sides of the aisle. But unfortunately, most of the leaders on the government bench, I think, are out of the jurisdiction. Also, Mr. Clark?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so on their return, we're going to have a meeting to be able to address all of those issues you have raised. Thank you very much, Leader of the Opposition. We proceed.
Now, with their statement here, the normal proceedings of Parliament being continued, Usai parliamentarian them, they look inside different agreements them, where Cabinet Minister them, carrying a Parliament for Parliament approval. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me, Nacheng Nojalo, the report.
Well, from that report today, now this edition of the program Good Morning Salongo left you for today. Plenty thank you to we studio guest, we Honorable Dr. Kande Koleyum Kela. We been in the program, they talk about the West African Integration Investment Summit we get for be November, and also talk about the experts and ministerial conference we just done na Freetown. And now this edition of the program Good Morning Salon go live for today, Usman.
Well, I go to the cotton down. Plenty thank you to the production team, Adeyemi Jackson, we produced the program, and plenty thank you to Sapchu Kalon for in support, and also plenty thank you to John Kamara, DJ Sugarcane, Mary Kamara Bangura. Make una see you live on Facebook. So to meet another 10 minutes, Usman Kamara, wonderful.
And Musa Disi, bye bye.